Coming up, 64 teams and only one coveted trophy. Which team swinging for the fences will claim the championship? The journey starts now. Good morning and welcome to NCAA.com for the Division II Softball Selection Show. I'm your host, Katie Hargett. Today we are revealing the 64 teams whose season continues with a spot in regional play with the ultimate goal of winning a national championship on May 27th in Salem, Virginia. Today's 64 teams are made up of 22 automatic qualifiers and 42 at-large bids. In 2012, Valdosta State University captured its first national championship title with a 4-1 victory over University of California, San Diego. So let's take a look at the bracket. Groups of 4 teams will play a double elimination tournament at 16 regional sites. Winners of each regional will advance to super regionals, with the championship being decided May 23rd through 27th. So let's not keep you waiting any longer. We begin with the Atlantic Regional, and site number 1 will be hosted by top seed California, Pennsylvania. Despite holding a 3-run lead before allowing 6 unanswered runs, including a walk-off homer in the 10th inning, Cal PA fell 10-7 to Kutztown in the championship game of the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference Tournament on Saturday. Cal U advanced to the championship game for the first time since 2010 and snapped a 6-game losing streak in the league tournament. Cal will face Shawan. The Hawks are an automatic qualifier out of the Central Intercollegiate Athletic Association. The next matchup begins with Westchester. The Golden Rams at 34-19 get an at-large bid to regionals and will face a fellow at-large bid, Lock Haven, to round out our first regional. Games here will be played at California, PA. In the second tournament of the Atlantic Regional, we find the 2-seed Shippensburg. The Raiders were eliminated from the PSAC tournament on Thursday after ending up on the wrong end of a pitcher's duel, dropping a 2-0 decision to rival Westchester in an elimination game. Shippensburg will host Bloomsburg, West Virginia State, and Kutztown to round out the second Atlantic Regional. Bloomsburg comes into the tournament via an at-large bid at 30-17. West Virginia State gets the automatic berth from the West Virginia Intercollegiate Athletic Conference. And as we mentioned just moments ago, Kutztown beat Cal PA for the automatic bid from the PSAC. And that's your Atlantic Regional. Moving on to the Central Regional. The first site will be hosted by the 1-seed Fort Hays State. The Tigers won the automatic bid from the Mid-American Intercollegiate Athletics Association after beating Emporia State to take the championship. Fort Hays State fell in Game 1 1-0 before overtaking the Hornets in Game 2 to move to 45-10 overall this season. The Tigers will host this regional and will face off against Emporia. Yes, a rematch of the MIAA championship game. Emporia gets an at-large bid with its 38-18 record. Also traveling to Fort Hays State is Central Oklahoma and Minot State. Both schools are receiving at-large bids to the tournament. Central Oklahoma sits at 42-11 and Minot is 40-9. In the Central 2 Regional, the 2-seed goes to regional host Southeastern Oklahoma. The Savage Storm improved to 44-7 to close out the season and celebrates its very first GAC Regional Regular Season Championship. Winona State will take on Southeastern Oklahoma in the first game of regionals. Winona State's 34-12 record is enough for an at-large bid. Also playing in Oklahoma, Minnesota State Mankato and Augustana, South Dakota. Minnesota State Mankato gets the automatic bid out of the Northern Sun Intercollegiate Conference, and Augustana is an at-large bid. These games will be hosted by Southeastern Oklahoma State. And that's your Central Regional. On to the East Regional. LIU Post gets the 1-seed and will host this regional. Molloy College swept a pair of elimination games over the LIU Post softball team to claim the East Coast Conference Championship. The Pioneers fell by a score of 4-1 in both contests. With the sweep, LIU Post fell to 46-13, but had a strong enough season for the 1-seed and hosting duties in the East. Facing off against LIU Post in Game 1 is Dominican. Dominican gets an at-large bid and comes into the tournament at 32-20. Also playing at LIU Post, it's New Haven and Adelphi. New Haven is an at-large team. Adelphi secured on an automatic bid from the Northeast 10 Conference. And continuing to the second regional in the East, it's Caldwell. They get the 2 seed and hosting duties. Caldwell is the automatic qualifier from the Central Atlantic Collegiate Conference. Caldwell will host Southern Connecticut State, Malloy, and Dowling. Southern Con State and Dowling both secure at-large bids. And as we just mentioned, Malloy swept LIU Post to win the East Coast Conference Championship and the league's automatic bid. And let's continue with our bracket and head to the Midwest. Getting the 1 seed is Indianapolis. UIndy endured a second shutout loss of the day and was bounced from the Great Lakes Valley Conference Tournament in the semifinals on Sunday, falling 2-0 to division rival Lewis. A 50-5 record still secured the Greyhounds the 1 seed in the Midwest. Playing Indianapolis in Game 1 is Wayne State. Wayne State is the automatic qualifier from the Great Lakes Intercollegiate Athletic Conference. Also playing in Indianapolis are Lewis and Ashland. Lewis fell to the University of Missouri St. Louis in the GLVC Championship, but still gets an at-large bid. Ashland also comes in with an at-large at 27-18. In the Midwest 2 regional is Grand Valley State. They get the 2 seed and will host. Grand Valley State fell in a pair of games to Wayne State in the GLIAC Tournament Championship. The Lakers and winners of 12 straight games entering Sunday are 39-6 on the season and will face Ferris State in Game 1. Also traveling to GVSU are Missouri St. Louis and Southern Indiana. As we just mentioned, Missouri St. Louis topped Lewis in the Great Lakes Valley Tournament Championship for the league's automatic bid. Southern Indiana's 29-20 record is good enough for an at-large bid. And that's your Midwest Regional. We're halfway there with 32 teams revealed and 32 teams to go. We're going to keep you hanging just a little bit longer. We'll take a quick break and we will be right back to reveal the rest of the teams.
The time has now come when all of their hard work and dedication is put to the ultimate test. They will put it all on the line to become NCAA champions, and you can experience it live. Be there at the 2013 NCAA Division II Softball Championship, May 23rd through 27th in Salem, Virginia, hosted by the West Virginia Intercollegiate Athletic Conference and the City of Salem. Get your NCAA Championship tickets today at ncaa.com/tickets and make a date with champions.
Welcome back to the NCAA Division II Softball Selection Show, and we're moving on to the South in the first regional. In the South 1 regional, getting the 1 seed is defending national champion Valdosta State. In 2012, Valdosta State captured its first national championship title with a 4-1 victory over University of California, San Diego. Can the Blaze repeat? Well, they're on their way, taking the Gulf South Conference for an automatic bid to the tournament. Traveling to the home of the defending national champions are Albany State, Tampa, and St. Leo. Tampa gets an at-large bid with its 31-8 record. Albany State won the Southern Intercollegiate Athletic Conference, and St. Leo got the automatic bid from the Sunshine State Conference. In the second South Regional, Alabama Huntsville gets the 2 seed. UAH put forth a valiant effort on Championship Sunday at the Gulf South Conference Softball Championships, staving off elimination twice and defeating Valdosta State 4-1 and Delta State 11-2 to reach the championship contest, where the team heartbreakingly fell to VSU by a 4-3 margin as the Lady Blazers plated 2 runs in the top of the 7th inning to earn the victory. Despite the loss, Alabama Huntsville still secures the 2 seed and will host a trio of at-large bids: West Alabama, North Alabama, and Berry in the South Regional. 3 remaining regionals. In the South Central 1 regional, the 1 seed goes to Texas Women's. Texas Women's won the Lone Star Conference for an automatic bid to the tournament by defeating host West Texas A&M 7-2 on Sunday. Congratulations to TWU watching this morning from Pioneer Hall. The Pioneers will play Incarnate Word in Game 1 of the regional. Incarnate Word at 30-24 gets an at-large bid. Also playing at Texas Women's University, St. Mary's, Texas, and Midwestern State. Both teams secured at-large bids with records of 43-13 and 42-15, respectively. In the South Central 2 Regional, the aforementioned West Texas A&M gets the 2 seed despite dropping the Lone State Conference Championship to Texas Women's. WT's Hannah Newcomb picked up the loss in the circle for the Lady Buffs, giving up 5 runs on 10 hits with no walks and 5 strikeouts in her 4.2 innings of work. With the loss, the Lady Buffs fell to 43-11 overall. And traveling to West Texas A&M will be St. Edwards, Colorado Mines, and Angelo State. St. Edwards and Angelo State are at-large bids to the tournament. Colorado School of Mines gets the automatic bid from the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference, and that's your South Central Regional. 2 remaining regionals, and we're moving to the Southeast. In the first regional, the 1 seed goes to Armstrong at 36-7-1. Columbus State defeated Armstrong 5-1 in the semifinal game of the Peach Belt Conference Tournament. Despite the loss, the Pirates secure the top seed and an at-large bid to the tournament. Armstrong will host Wingate, Columbus State, and Mount Olive. Wingate is an at-large team, and as we just mentioned, Columbus State beat Armstrong in the semifinals of the Peach Belt and went on to take the conference's automatic bid. Mount Olive is the automatic qualifier from the Conference Carolinas. In the Southeast 2 Regional, it's Lenore-Rhine getting the 2 seed and hosting duties. The Bears defeated Catawba 7-5 and 8-0 Sunday afternoon to win the South Atlantic Conference Tournament Championship. It's the 4th straight league tournament title. Lenore-Rhine, which won the conference tournament for the 8th time in school history and earned the SAC's automatic berth to the regionals. Traveling to Lenore-Rhine will be Georgia College, North Georgia, and Anderson, South Carolina, all 3 teams receiving at-large bids. And now it's our final regional in the West. Only 8 teams remain, and getting the 1 seed in the West is Humboldt State. A clutch 2-out bases loaded single by Courtney Hyatt was the key to a 5-run 6th inning that put Humboldt State ahead for the first time in a 6-2 victory over UC San Diego to win the California Collegiate Athletic Association Championship Tournament on Sunday and the league's automatic bid. Hyatt was named the tournament most outstanding player, and she was 2 for 2 with 2 walks. Hyatt has an 11-game hitting streak. Humboldt will face a familiar foe in Game 1. That's UC San Diego for a rematch of the CCAA championship game. Also playing in this regional will be Grand Canyon and St. Martin's. Grand Canyon is an at-large bid. St. Martin's an automatic qualifier from the Great Northwest Athletic Conference. And now on to our final 4 teams. We begin with the 2 seed and host Dixie State. The Red Storm won a share of the Pacific West Conference Championship by sweeping Grand Canyon 8-7 and 8-0 in 6 innings. Dixie State shares the title with its foe for Game 1, Hawaii Hilo. Hawaii got the automatic bid from the Pacific West Conference. Also playing at Dixie State will be Sonoma State and Cal State Dominican Hills. Both teams take our 2 remaining spots with at-large bids. So that does it. Those are your 64 softball teams moving on to the NCAA tournament beginning next week. Regional competition will be held May 10th through 12th. Winners will then advance to the Super Regionals May 17th and 18th. The finals will be held May 23rd through 27th at James I. Moyer Sports Complex in Salem, Virginia, and, of course, streaming live right here at NCAA.com. For tickets, game recaps, and event information, be sure to check right back here on NCAA.com. Thank you for joining us today. I'm Katie Hargett, and congratulations and good luck to all of the student athletes competing in this year's championship.